Lot 71.
Would somebody tell the story about a lieutenant in Bravo Company being grilled on about Mickey Mouse boots and socks?
That's Lieutenant Norway.
Do you mean Arnold Blake Norwood?
I think it was some general that was a nemesis.
Well, that same general got me too.
Oh, yes, he did.
On a field exercise. He looked at my sideburns that were somewhere down below my earlobes, and he said, as he pointed his finger in my chest first, he said, "You see mine? You get yours looking like these and keep them that way. Got it?" Jesus, then I go in Technicolor.
Jim, that was similar to mine.
Somewhat similar.
Myra and I had just been in country for less than a week.
We don't want to hear the defense first. Tell the story.
That's part of the story, though, unfortunately. And we were still looking for housing. One of the good things that Carnes ever did is Julie Carnes got us housing before he shipped me off to Norway 10 days later. But we were going to Norway. We were part of the ACE Mobile Forces that several countries that have exercises throughout the world. And this time we were going up north of the Arctic Circle, and so naturally we had cold weather gear to get ready, because this is February here that we're there. And I come out here, I don't know which thumb to stick where, and so Chuck and the guys start, well, we're going, and you got to get your Mickey Mouse boots, and you got to get your parka, and we're putting special oil, in the engines, and we're putting engine warmers on. So things were very hectic and going on. They don't have much time for a new lieutenant who don't know much. But so my first week, and General Patton is coming to see us, and he's going to inspect the unit prior to it going up there. So Mickey, Julie's there, and here comes General Patton in his now famous little Sol 6 Jeep, without side curtains, without cover in the middle of winter. Of course, which if he ever caught any of us with side curtains or covers, that that was the enemy.
Windshield down, right?
Windshield down.
Windshield down.
So he rolls up there, and there's naturally this entourage of B Company, and Julie and Mauser were there, and so we were touring down through the motor pool, and I was just tagging along, walking along. All of a sudden, Patton wheels around, looks at me, "Lieutenant, how many pair of socks do you wear with Mickey Mouse boots?" I barely knew what Mickey Mouse boots were.
Well, tell the non-combatants who don't know.
Mickey Mouse boots are
I had not.
cold weather boots that made for low temperatures, and they are very, very warm. I didn't know. So I say, in my best king of the bank answers, as my wife likes to call me, I say, approximately 2. God damn it, Lieutenant! You know approximately nothing! Like Jim, I go, and Leroy Mello, bless his heart, he steps in between me and it says, "General, the lieutenant's only been here a week, and by this time I'm just..." I also had my second run-in with him was about 6 months later. We were on the organizational readiness test out in the field. And we had been moving all around Bavaria. And it was late at night. Chuck and I were bringing our platoons in, and we were camping in this wooded area out there. And it's real dark. And we'd been sitting on the side of the road for, 2 hours, all of us. Anyhow, so Chuck and I said, well, let's ride up there and see what the hell's going on. We'll get in and get some sleep. We ride up, and we find Mickey. And Mickey says, "Yeah, I want you right here." So we go, and we're in the middle of the woods on these little dirt paths. So we get in our Jeeps, and my Jeep's the lead Jeep. And by now, it's full dark. And at night in the field, you have to run, without lights, so that you can't see. So we keep we're smart enough to keep the lights on. But at night, when you're in the field like that, you're also supposed to ground guard. Somebody's supposed to be out in front of the Jeep so that you don't run over somebody else. Well, Chuck and I were in a hurry. So I stand up in my Jeep because I didn't have the top on or microphone. Like a good lieutenant. And I take my flashlight and I shine it out in front of us. And we're going along and we get up to where the hardtop road is. And there's a damn Jeep right in the road. I said, God damn. I tell my driver, who is loyal as the day is long and dumb as the day is long, I say, well, keep one wheel on the road and put one wheel in the ditch and we'll just go by this Jeep. And so he goes real slow and he rolls that tire down in there. And about this time, I noticed right up beside me this hulking figure saying, God damn it, what's going on here? How come you're not in front of that Jeep? And I look over and all I can see is that one white star. I knew immediately. And he was standing this close to me. And I don't know how I got between him and the Jeep out in front of that Jeep, but it was like, so that's my 2 run-ins with General Patton.
I got one on Patton. That was at the ORT of 70, wasn't it? Patton just got his start. You can still see where the Eagles were.
Yeah.
He canceled the ORT and started over, remember that? He had the brilliant idea that there's 6 companies in a combination every time, and there's only, what, 3 colors in the 3 or 4 in the flashlight? He had the brilliant idea to have the blackout move. And I was in Bamberg, you guys were somewhere halfway between Bamberg and Nuremberg. And we had to leave at night, radio silence, remember that? Well, I had one any West Pointers in here? I had a West Point lieutenant, Baum, who couldn't read a map to see. How the hell he got through Ranger School, I don't know. 2 stories. I sent him to find battalion headquarters. He came back 10 hours later, never found it.
In true A company tradition. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about when you guys had A company, but our radios never worked. We were half a day.
25 worked.
Never worked. Miller was in a helicopter above us, yelling down at us, and we're talking to him. Nothing's happening. So anyway, we take off, right? Baum is my lieutenant, never leaves the road, guys. I'm stupid. Vietnam veteran company commander, leading. I'm not too smart, but the next time I never led my company. So I'm the lieutenant up there, sitting in the middle. So I'm leading the convoy, misreading that. Missed the turn. You know those tracks, you can't turn around very easily without tearing up all the field. So we take a detour, go around this other town and get back down, and we show up, and it's dark. Now you know the road that we used to take to go to Firth from Bamberg? Where we camped was someplace on the next turnoff.
Right up on the hill, yeah.
Well, it was in a flat wall of trees.
Yeah.
We show up in the dark, knocking trees over.
It's okay.
Yeah. The next morning, who was D Company commander whose wife had a baby? He wasn't.
Hunter?
Hunter.
Yeah.
His XO ran. I think they're the only ones who passed. The rest of us flunked. I know I passed. We flunked. I know we did. Anyway, the same thing. You got to go to this tent to meet Little Sorrow 6. Chief comes in.
Will Sorrows.
So I'm supposed to be task force commander. We show up, we luckily made it. We go over there, and of course, he knew nothing worked on the radios. He says to me, Captain, why don't your AM radios work? I said, because there's deadline. What radio is it? An ARG 19, whatever it was. Walk out of the door, and I get about halfway back to my tent. I said, geez, I think I just gave him the speaker box. And I said, that's the sound. Way more I think we all failed. You passed, D Company passed, I don't know.
Story.
Tell the company that.
Headquarters company passed because of the XO.